Remember, the key to success is working hard. For our country, we must have regard. Forget all your differences, let we start to build. And onward to progress we surely will. Because now, more than ever, we must show discipline, tolerance, and production to build a strong and better nation. I say that is the main foundation. So come let us work hand in hand, because this is our land. Come my brother, come my sister, and let us build a nation together.
Come my brother, come my sister, and let us build Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique together. I want to welcome you to this segment in the program, and I want to encourage those on Facebook and the YouTube to please share the live. I want to start off by saying to those who are aggrieved or who were disappointed when they went to collect their salary, the month of January salary, and they did not see the changes reflected in their salary, particularly the cleaners and the cooks of schools who are working with government for many, many years. I'm not referring to the Imani trainees who are assisting them in the kitchen. What they are saying is the Imani trainees, their money moved to $1,200 as promised across the board. But the cooks who have been working for many years within the schools, they still collecting the $800 or $900 or the $1,000, whatever the amount, but it's under $1,200. There seemed to be an administrative issue because the minimum wage order speaks to no one working for under $1,200. So your salary should have been brought up to $1,200. So there has been an administrative problem. Somebody got it wrong. They're supposed to have made the adjustment. So these people should not be calling on a radio station asking the government to make the adjustments. That should not be. All right? So again, I am urging those responsible for making the adjustments, make the adjustments. And I think the Ministry of Labor should have the relevant people assessing, evaluating, monitoring to make sure that in all departments, all areas, that the employer, even if it's the government of Grenada, that they adhere to the minimum wage order. And if it's an administrative issue, get it right. Sort it out. We don't expect you to get everything right one go. Right? We don't expect that. There could be little hiccups here and everywhere. And you're going to fix that as you go. But the issue of the cooks and the cleaners, because I know what's going on. The cooks, they're not happy because the Imani trainees, they got their increase. So they're not happy because the cooks, they're employed for many years with government, cooking and cleaning and so on. To them, they should have received that increase first, meaning they should get that this month end. You should have seen that in their account. And maybe the Imani trainees now, should be saying, well, how I ain't see mine? Right? As a thinking. But it happened the other way around. All the money trainees, their money moved to $1,200. So they are not complaining. They used to get 700, some used to get 8, some used to get 9, some used to get 10. But the cooks and cleaners, they saw the same $800 or the same $900. So there seemed to be an administrative issue, and the government should do all in their power to avoid that, to correct that, so that you don't get that kind of, thing being out there. And particularly now, when everything else is going good, those on the other side, they want that to happen. They are praying and hoping that this thing is all about in all sectors, all departments, and so on. They want that. But what we are saying is it's an administrative issue. It seems to be an administrative issue because no one should be working for less than $1,200. You can work for far more, but no one should be working for that. It's the minimum. So that's the minimum that they set that you can get. You can get more. Your maximum might be $2,000. But you're a cleaner, but you're getting $2,000. Or you're a cook and you're getting $2,000. Another person, their minimum is 12 and the maximum might be $3,000. It depends on where you work. So while the minimum wage order says you can't work for less than $1,200, you can actually work for far more, doing the same thing, far more than $1,200. It's a good thing, and I think the government needs to be applauded for that, but there are some administrative issues. And there are people in the system who will mess up the system just to make the government look bad. Yep, there are people within the system who intentionally messing up to make the government look bad. Because the cooks and cleaners, they're pretty much the lowest rank public servants or people within the public service. And they know if these people don't get their money that they work for, they will make noise. They're going to call radio programs, they're going to call TV programs, and they will be talking about it for a while. And it's not that the government did not mandate by passing this minimum wage order for them to get it, because they're entitled to it and they will get it. But the delay, the issue of them not getting it month end, because there are things that government mentioned in the budget that will come into effect in the first quarter of the year, meaning January, February, March. January, February, the first quarter. It will not happen. It may not happen in January. It may not happen in February. It may happen in March. Or it may happen in February and not January. So I'm saying we need to understand there may be administrative issues. When the bi-monthly salary payment was rolled out, the twice monthly salary payment, there were administrative issues. Some people did not get that money on time, right? Because of administrative issues. They got it a day before, a day after or two. There are those who got their money way before the 15th and way before the 30th. So administrative issues will happen, will occur, but it's not a reason to make a big brawl or a big issue about. But I am saying the government needs to look into it to avoid that. The supervisors, the senior managers within ministries and departments, you need to be on top of these things. You just can't continue that way because it's making the government look bad when indeed the government is trying to help these people. That's just my take. All right? So it's more so an administrative issue than anything else. And we hope that it can be remedied quickly. Because just the cleaners and cooks, they're the ones who seem to be affected. Right? So I urge you, rectify that. Fix it. It's not looking too good. Especially around now, when so many good things are happening throughout the country. All right? Nice. I want to also commend, again, the folks who are coming to Grenada for our celebrations. I want to commend you. I want to applaud you. And for taking the time to register. Registration is key. I cannot overemphasize that. Registration is key. So as you come, register. All you need is a birth certificate or a Grenadian passport. That's all you need. Your Grenadian birth certificate or a Grenadian passport. And you can get registered. And we are here to help you. We are here to help you. So far, so good. I must admit, so far, so good. People are heeding the call and they're getting registered.
Three islands united as one.
The Grenada Independence Planning Committee and the Grenada Association Toronto, under the auspices of the Consulate General of Grenada in Canada, invite all Grenadians and friends of Grenada in Canada to our Golden Jubilee Independence Anniversary celebrations in Ontario. Here's the list of our main activities. Firstly, the Interfaith Service of Thanksgiving, Sunday, February 4th at 3 p.m. at the Philadelphia Seventh-day Adventist Church, 65 Grand Marshal Drive, Scarborough, Ontario. Secondly, Wednesday, February 7th, the flag raising ceremony at 12 noon at Toronto City Hall, 100 Queen Street, West Toronto. Also on Wednesday, February 7th, the illumination of the cascading waters of Niagara Falls in the national colors of Grenada from 10 p.m. Look out for details from GIPC members in social media regarding a planned Golden Jubilee bus trip to witness this historical event. Fourthly, the Golden Jubilee of Independence Annual Gala, Saturday, February 10th from 6:30 p.m. at Parkview Manor, 55 Barber Green Road, Toronto. Tickets, $135. Fifthly, Showcase Grenada, Sunday, February 18th at 1 p.m. inside the Jamaican Canadian Center, 995 Arrow Road, North York. This is the ultimate family experience featuring all things Grenadian. For more information about these events and to obtain tickets for the annual Independence Gala, call 416-856-3663 or 647-450-3287. One people, one journey, one future.
Going up, going up, going up, 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 up.
Right, so the folks in Canada, you are not left out. You're not left out because you saw what took place in New York. It was very successful. So Canada, remember, your turn is coming and please support all the events. All the events. Remember, on Friday right here in Grenada, we have our concert, and that concert will be very successful, well put together, and we are urging you to support, to be a part of it. It's free.
Grenada, our beautiful pure island, is turning 50. And what better way to celebrate than with an evening that captures our heart, our spirit, our journey. Welcome to Up From Here, an experience of our past, present, and future. Join us at the National Cricket Stadium on Friday, February 2nd, as we revel in a spectacular showcase of Grenadian talent from our very own shores and from across the seas. Our artists are coming home to celebrate with us. Experience the rhythms that rocked our past and melodies that map our future. Live bands, sensational artists, dynamic dancers, all on one stage. And the best part, it's absolutely free. Gates open at 7 p.m. Showtime 8 p.m. Come early. Bring your family. Bring your friends. Let's fill the stadium with our pride, our joy, our unity. 50 years of music, talent, and creativity. This is our moment, Grenada. Let's celebrate. It's only Up From Here together. Stay connected to our social media pages for updates at Grenada Turns 50.
Yes, so again, that's Friday coming, the 2nd, and you are invited to be a part of that. Organize, mobilize, and come on down to the National Cricket Stadium. All right? Nice. That's the way to go. And a friend is saying to me, the event in New York, the gala, was not just very successful, but extremely successful. A lot of people turn out. Our beloved Prime Minister was there. I mean, it was really, really well put. Really well put. And we look forward to all the other events. All the other events that the organizing committee, 50th organizing committee, put together. We look forward to all of them being very, very successful. I want to say to you, be very careful with this farce that the NNP is putting out there, right? In other words, they want to appear as the victim during this time. So they go on programs crying, screaming, complaining, blaming, and they have all kind of things to say. All right? About the independence celebrations. They want you to believe that they were not invited, that they were not given pins, they were not given assistance to beautify communities and clean up communities. That's not the case. If you find out carefully, if you go and you dig deeper, you'll realize that they got equal assistance, that they were involved from day one and they knew all what was taking place and what they had to do, but they just decided they're not going to get involved. So it seems, I believe. And as a result, you're not seeing them anywhere. But of course, they would go on a morning program and blah, blah, blah. Of course, they would go on their social media page and they would blah, blah, blah. Because they want you to get the impression that we are not in this thing together. That is not true. They got a lot of stuff. In fact, we are discovering that they even got cash. That those on the opposition side even got cash support to help them in their constituency and paint and other things like that. Right? So we are saying simply, it is not just fair, but it's across the board thing. We are in this thing together. So it's not just a fair approach to say, well, we're giving them equally and that kind of stuff. It's to bring the people together. We want NNP, NDC, PLM, GLP, everybody to be on board, cleaning, painting, doing stuff. So they got assistance. They got materials. So why then go on programs and cry and give people the impression that you didn't get assistance, you didn't get support? Come on. But because their ground god is not prime minister, they decide they want to put a damper on the celebrations. But they're not succeeding to date. To date, all what they try, they're failing. They have not succeeded to date. But the people must know that they all got resources, they all receive certain things to beautify, to clean, to do all kind of stuff. So to turn around and give people the impression that they didn't get nothing and they didn't invite them and they don't want them to be a part, that's a lie. That's a lie. They're just not happy with the fact that the ground god is not the prime minister at this point in time. And that's the situation that we face. But I am happy, I am extremely happy that people are seeing through them, because people are seeing through them. If you read the comments when they're on certain programs, you get a sense that Grenadians are smart and they're challenging them head on. So I am saying to you, let us pull together. Let us work together to build our country, to beautify our villages, to clean our communities, to make the place better. We could do it. We have done it in the past. We could pull together very quickly. We could unite very quickly. Yes, we have differences, and nothing is wrong with that. But when it comes to Grenada, when it comes to the country, when it comes to rallying behind one cause, we could do it. So it's a bit disappointing that you're seeing these people trying to divide our communities or just boycotting events and activities. And you're saying, but the communities where you live, your children live in the community, something good for the community, and you want to cause division, you want to make the thing problematic. It's like this guy this morning. He called a morning program, right? He works as a security guy at the stadium. I think he might still be there, but somewhere around there. And he needs his pay slip. In this day and age, companies don't give you pay slip as a piece of paper. They would send it via email or WhatsApp, soft copy. It's saving them a lot. So to come and complain and then in his closing remarks, use words to the effect, "All you be careful with them and the NDC this and the NDC government that and that and that." But, you think about it. You say, but wait, this guy is still employed with government and he's not no permanent staffer, temporary. Maybe he's no longer there and he's throwing this thing out. But I want to believe that he should be truthful enough the way he speaks and so on. I mean, I know the guy. That he might still be there. But to go on air and say those things, you wonder. And then they complain when they get rid of them or they send them home. I am saying it is time for us to think. And there are some people who, they work in. They might be a supporter of the NNP, but they work in and they're doing their work even harder. There are people in the maintenance gang, for example. A lot of them, they're shocked that the NDC didn't make them go home. Because when NNP came the last time, they just make everybody go. They're shocked. But just do your work. Do your work. Nobody should force you to do your work. You're accustomed doing the work, just do it. And why go on a radio station, complain, and bash the government? And when the government take the necessary action against you, then you go back on the station, you start to cry, you start to plead, is what you ain't saying. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. All right? Nice. So again, I am urging some of you, you're working, you're employed with government. There might be, a difference between you and government in terms of technology and whether you verse in using your email and WhatsApp and other things like that. But the direction that the government is going, and many business places, they're sending the thing via email, WhatsApp for you. That's what they're doing. All right? So let me just feature this. Government engage the young people.
The journey of the next 50 years rests solely on the backs of the youth, who has to be very careful with the direction they take the country. That's according to the new Minister of Youth, Senator the Honorable Jonathan Lecret, at the recently held ICANN Youth Leadership Symposium as part of the Grenada 50th anniversary celebrations. Minister Lecret, upon assuming the role of Youth Minister recently, declared the period 2024 to 2027 as the years of global youth leadership and succession planning. He reminded the participants of their responsibility to carry Grenada to its next 50 years as an independent nation.
But you, yes you, young man, you, young woman, will have the opportunity to see 250s. Not just because you're youthful, but because of the generation by God's divine providence you have been born into. And as a result of that, you have a responsibility to carry this nation to its next 50 years. I don't know if I'm going to be here tomorrow morning. That's the fragility of life. But even when I am gone, your school teachers or principals, they are gone. The journey of the next 50 years of this nation rests solely on your backs, on your shoulders, in your care. And you have to be careful that you don't miscarry. I want you to hear me clearly, young people. This is your leadership symposium. You have the birth of the next 50 years of Grenada, Carriacou and Petit Martinique to carry. And you have to be careful that the things that you put your hands to academically, professionally, socio-economically, etc., spiritually, that they are so sound and solid that you do not miscarry the next 50 years of Grenada's entrance and blossom on the international stage.
Using the biblical story of David and Goliath, the minister related to the young people that they are never too young to take on challenges.
As the next generation, there are times you will never be called, may not even be noticed or recognized. Sometimes you just have to show up and say to those who are in authority over you, send me, because I can.
The 50th Independence Secretariat, in collaboration with the Ministry of Youth and Sports and the Grenada National Accreditation Board, hosted the symposium, which centered to youths from the ages 14 to 30. It provided a platform for dynamic youth leaders and experts to share their experiences and provide insights on how youth can realize their fullest potential and encourage them to achieve, conquer, win, and prosper in their various fields of interest.
Right. That's a good thing. Very, very good thing. So they engage the young people and they also engage farmers. I love that. I love the focus. I love the areas that they are focusing on. And I want to feature that too.
More than 100 participants, including policymakers, entrepreneurs, financial institutions, funding agencies, potential investors, and regional interest groups, gathered for the Ministry of Agriculture's National Agriculture Investment Symposium at the Radisson Grenada Beach Resort on Wednesday. The symposium focused on strategic investment opportunities in specific agricultural subsectors and facilitates connections with private investors, domestic banks, and international financial institutions. It featured a panel discussion led by experts highlighting on the performance of the agricultural sector and the necessity for businesses' investment packages. Minister for Economic Development and Planning, Agriculture and Lands, Forestry and Marine Resources, Honorable Lennox Andrews, emphasized the importance of investing in agriculture and the transformative impact on the sector.
If we manage agriculture properly, if we invest in the right sectors, if we identify those institutions and individuals who are committed, having understood and seen the value of the sector, of the industry, then I do believe that we can move towards eradicating poverty in our country and providing the conditions that can make Grenada proud. And I do hope, therefore, from this symposium will emerge some of the best ideas, ideas that are realistic, ideas that are pragmatic, ideas that can be easily implemented, and ideas that will help to transform and develop this noble but meaningful industry that we all call agriculture.
Former Minister for Agriculture, now Minister for Tourism, Senator the Honorable Adrian Thomas, commended the ministry for the initiative and encouraged more investment.
I think the time has come when a lot of resources has to be pumped into agriculture, and I want to call on all the businessmen in Grenada, Carriacou and Petit Martinique to divest some of the funds into agriculture. The people who are investing heavily in construction, the people who are investing heavily in automobile, the people who are investing heavily in other services, they need to put a 10% in agriculture, because if you do not have people who have food to eat, you'll have a hungry nation, and a hungry nation cannot do anything. A hungry nation cannot buy cars, cannot build homes, cannot deal with ICT. They have to be satisfied, have to have sufficient food. And the only how we can guarantee that is to invest heavily in the agricultural sector, especially in the agro-processing and the frontline production.
Farmer and botanist Dr. Guido Marcel, who was a participant of the AgriFest 2024, explains his takeaway from the symposium.
I think the objectives were met, and I think that coming out from here, we should build the further linkages, particularly seeing how important food is for health. So we must, if we are going to increase production and increase, different crops and things, we must always be conscious, aware of safety and nutrition. Safety for our people and also for our exporting. And you realize the consequence of that, it would be that could diminish our health bill in future years. If we are guaranteeing that the food we are producing is nutritious and safe, then we are guaranteeing the health of this generation and future generation. That, I think, was important for this seminar, in that it's like handing over. What are we going to leave for the next generation?
As part of its forward-thinking agricultural strategy, the Ministry of Agriculture is committed to forming collaborations with food producers to amplify production, stimulate local food demand, and fortify resilience in various sectors, including livestock, poultry, fisheries, agro-processing, crop production, and farming systems. The one-day symposium was held under the theme Reimagining Agriculture Sustainability Towards Enhanced Production, Food and Nutrition Security, and Economic Development.
All right, so that's a good thing. Very, very good thing. I like the focus. We know about health and what the government is doing there. A new climate smart teaching hospital facility. They got the lands and they're working on that. They're focusing heavily on youth engagement, youth involvement, youth in business, youth in agriculture. They're focusing heavily on education, all the way up to tertiary level. They're focusing on agriculture across the board, agro-processing, agribusiness. I love the focus. I love the focus. I really do. All right? I really love the focus.
Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Kim.
Hi, good morning.
How are you?
I'm fine, thanks. And you?
I'm good, thank you. My name is Joan. I'm from Toronto.
Hi.
And I want to get a ticket.
Okay. So
Go ahead.
you're here, you're in Grenada now.
Yes, I'm here now.
All right. Well, we could communicate after my program.
Oh, sorry, I didn't realize you're on.
Yeah.
I'll call back later.
Yeah,
sorry,
no problem.
sorry.
All right,
I'll
great.
call back later.
Nice.
Bye.
Yeah, no problem. All right. John, no problem. All right. Once you call me around this time, it goes straight into the system. All right. No worries. So I love the focus. I love the area of focus for the country. And again, I want to encourage the folks who are coming in, those who are coming in for independence, please, I urge you to get registered. All right? Get registered so you will not miss the opportunity next time around to vote. So far, so good. A lot of people are doing that, but we need to see more and more doing it. So you can help me by reminding your family members and friends, because you know they're here, and those who are coming, to make sure that they get registered.
Prime Minister Honorable Deacon Mitchell, Cabinet Ministers, and Ministry of Education officials this week pinned the 50th Commemorative Independence Badge on primary school students across the island. The badge is one initiative which is intended to serve as a keepsake for years to come. Prime Minister visited and pinned staff and students at 3 schools in his constituency: St. Dominic's RC, St. Theresa's RC, and Corinth Government School. Secondary school students were pinned the previous week.
We are celebrating 50 years under the theme, one people, one journey, one future. And the part of the theme that says one future is talking about you. You are the future of Grenada. So the same way 20 years ago, Corinth produced the press secretary, the same way 20 years from now, you will produce the Prime Minister and the next MP for St. David. So it's a wonderful opportunity for you to grow, for you to learn, and for you to create Grenadian history. Because that is what you come to school to do. To build Grenada, to create our history. So that when you look back, you can say I contributed towards making Grenada a wonderful place for us to live in. So independence not only gives you a flag, or coat of arms, or a national anthem, but it gives you the right to choose. And that right is a very, very important right. So you have the right to choose to come to school on time, to choose to be quiet and attentive as you're doing now, to choose to celebrate our 50th anniversary, to choose to love one another, to choose to respect and obey your teachers and to make your parents proud of you. And that choice is perhaps the single most important thing. Even if you don't understand it now, as you get older, you'll understand the importance of being able to choose the journey, that you want to take and the journey that you want to take Grenada on.
Here are some highlights from the visits.
If I take time and I write down all the things that I love on my island, best believe my list gon' be like 5 miles long. Best believe it's love that makes me sing this song. The cleanest breeze on the waters, friendly people meet in every corner. Togetherness and love is what we stand for. We stand for. We stand for.
Oh, island in the sun. Look at how we've grown, how far we've run. 50 years we strong and more to come. More to come. More to come. We're going higher. 50 years we're blessed with forged in fire. Still reaching for more. Going up, 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 up. Going up, going up, going up.
And I want to commend the PR team with the Prime Minister, with the Most Honorable Deacon Mitchell, and the PR team generally, and our citizens who are doing a fantastic job in capturing the moment. I really want to commend them and the PR team with the organizing committee for the 50th Independence celebrations. I want to commend you, I want to applaud you, and I think there are best practices. There are things that we can learn so that we can improve our PR across the board. So I want to commend, I want to applaud the different ministries. I want to applaud the schools. I saw your Facebook pages and so on, your Instagram pages. I want to commend all who are involved in capturing the moment and putting it out there, because that is what's causing the NNP to be angry, to be pissed, because they're seeing these images every single day, videos and photos, and this is causing them real uneasiness, because they wanted to be in this position. They wanted to be on the stage. They wanted to be visiting the schools. They wanted to visit in workplaces and so on. They wanted to be involved in all these things, but they are not there. But they were given the opportunity to be as an ordinary person or as an MP. But they don't want that. They just can't stand the fact that they're no longer ministers or prime minister. Yep. So you see what they're doing? Sabotage, sabotage. Boycott, boycott. That's what they're doing. That's exactly what they're doing, which is really sad. It's sad. This country belongs to all of us. All of us. We have a stake in this. So why should you try your best to undermine or to divide? Come on. Let bygones be bygones. Let the past be the past. Let's come together. Let's pull together and make this place better for all of us, every one of us, not just some. Folks, I want to say to you, support all the activities, every one of them, home and abroad. Let's make it successful. The Governor General's Gala is on Saturday coming. Support it. Then you have other events and activities. Support all of them. All right? So I want to wish you all the best. Take good care, and I'll be back with you tonight in the hub, starting from 8